Here we go, Labyrinth is here and I am excited. Now there's a couple new things with this Labyrinth, the main one being that barn costume. I mean, he's been getting a crazy amount of costumes and it is, for a character that I really do love, he is a whole bunch of fun. It's unfortunately he's aged out just a little bit fast. I don't want any of these characters, to be honest with you. Matrona, I guess, should play the best here. I really like her faster with the whole recovery rate thing, if I'm not mistaken. I've heard this one's a little bit easier and definitely helps out with the whole replayability thing, or at least when it comes to grinding the whole shop, which I know I'd like to go ahead and at least get all the LR coins. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and buy everything, but if it's a lot faster than what it has been in the past, definitely maybe going ahead and buying all the LR coins, because that'd finally be enough for me to get the LR Lostvayne, which I feel like I've said this in previous videos, but I'm really praying that in the next week's update we don't get a new LR. I'm just guessing with Attack on Titan returning, there's going to be a lot of content there. Hoping it gives me some time to kind of prepare. You know, I want to be able to do as much content on the Attack on Titan Club as possible. And then just giving more time before the next LR comes out would also be really nice. Hero Arena is a whole bunch of fun, but my gear in my box just looks terrible when that stuff's happening. The amount of characters that I just have mixed around, it's all over the shop, having to use those turn 2 teams. Because I actually don't have the box AC to be able to go first with those, at least on the highest difficulty, which, you know, if you want to be getting the max LRs, then you got to be doing that. So me also missing out on the very first season of Hero Arena doesn't help my case either. Heaps of people have had both the LRs for ages now, as long as you've been kind of, you participated in that first one, we pretty much gave out the LR Lostvayne, and then Escanol, you know. We had, what, 6 weeks in this last season to get it done, so yeah, Escanol's been a whole bunch of fun as well, and they haven't seemed to have missed on a LR yet, so hopefully they can keep that up. I feel like this is by far the most important thing they can do for all characters. It's kind of what I assumed the Holy Relics would be, kind of just a revival of you guys play Dokkan and Easy A for the character. I thought Holy Relics was going to be that. They kind of use Holy Relics as an excuse to half make characters, I feel. I think Goldwing's Elaine was the first instance of that, where if you simply didn't have her Holy Relic, she was half the character. She was near unrunnable. What are these character selections? Do I just go with Melly and... But what happens if the boss is... why not? Yeah, we'll go with Melly. I guess that's the best we're going to get for the time being. As we get a little bit later, I'm going to mainly save all of my coins for later ones, because that's where you can get the important change heroes and we can kind of build up. I don't know who are some cool new characters at the moment. If we could get a tier team going, that'd be kind of nice. I feel like it'd be super fun, and then towards those later stages, if you have a full Ragnarok team, he should be able to absolutely stomp everything. Let's go for this. If we just keep Matrona taking all the hits, she should be fine. Speaking of Matrona though, the new Matrona, I haven't got the chance to play around with her in PvP or anything like that, but man, they killed it with the costume. I didn't even see the affection headpiece until I actually got the character, but it just looks so nice. If only they made her kit good, that would have been a monster W, but yeah, no, should be cool. We'll get some PvP matches out with her. Probably, I mean, I do have a UR gear set. I could do gear PvP for her. I've really been enjoying the new Chaos mode, which is something I definitely want to talk about in this video while we're kind of just rambling, talking about whatever. But you know, the Chaos mode is a whole lot of fun. I've been really enjoying it. The first week, it is a very cool mode, but I didn't necessarily like the first week. Just with how all the teams were built and the kind of points that went along with it. Increases, no. Increases heroes damage up by 10% for every orb. That could be alright. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to go with that. It's probably the best thing we got there. I really want the Awakening, so we're gonna go with this one. Yeah, no, just the teams that ended up being built. I was personally rocking the tier team, which did do really well, but I felt like even with me pushing the 13 mil box CC just for that game mode to help out with the damage a little bit, so many matchups. It was just, you turn one, you know whether or not you're winning or you're losing, and that was a little bit unfortunate. I didn't really like that so much, but that was more just the teams around the week. It wasn't actually the game mode itself. I think it's cool that you're able to use different teams, and I mean, me using Demon Team this week around and being able to use Assault Melee, super cool. Other than that, you know, Berserk Esterosa, Demon King, and the Kusak in the back is still same old, but I had the Assault Melee, this Holy Relic, since it released and have not had a chance to use it, so this was the perfect excuse to kind of go ahead and get that done. Yeah, maybe something like this. We can kill Kane off on the side there. Yeah, first week wasn't half bad, and then second week has proved a lot crit again. That's fine. We can take another hit from Hauser. And currently sitting at 0.5 or like top 0.50%. So gonna get the 100 gems, which was the big thing I was worried about. I think more so getting tilted at some of those earlier matches just because I was really just getting bad RNG on those, and I really want to get the 100 gems. It is, especially with me trying not to spend any money on the game other than costumes and stuff you can't really get straight away without money. When it comes to the summoning aspect, I don't want to have to spend another $1 on actual gems, so yeah, the 100 gems is definitely going to help out for that. Attack on Titan, missing 3 characters, 2 of them of course being the 2 characters that haven't released yet, and the SSR, the green SSR Eren. I'm really praying that I still buy the guaranteed Attack on Titan unit ticket for that, which I'm kind of keen for the summons, even though I've talked about me not being super hyped for Attack on Titan in general. Collab is always fun. Extra box CC is always fun, even though we just hit 13 mil. It's a good time. We'll see if they want to give it the collaboration characters LRs, which could be very interesting. I think honestly killing this guy right off the bat would be the go. And if we kind of focus all of our attacks with melee, him getting more ult gauge will kind of feed into that passive that we got earlier. I doubt it'll be enough to make him one-tap one of these other guys. Yeah, crit is definitely... Oh, I'm just completely wrong. He's going to shot me up immediately. Yeah, well, I think we're just going to mainly build towards damage passives, especially if we're trying to look for a tier team in the end. That is going to be the way to go. Something like this will output us a little bit more damage as well. Yeah, Chaos Mode. I do think it adds a lot of easy replayability as well, which is something that's really important in games. Developing and making the game like this, which is really tricky, and I don't think a PvP rule is big enough to be able to... Like, Chaos Mode is just a way better version of the PvP rules, which... If they wanted to introduce both of those at the same time, I feel like the meta would really be depicted on 1, maybe 2 teams. Let's see here. Do any of these characters do anything? I might just go ahead and use my first hero change. Oh, look at that. That was way better. I guess Droll. On speed's not half bad. Weak point combined with melee. Yeah, do we go? I still don't like anything here. You in the back could be... I should have picked the blue melee. I think that was the blue melee at the start. Let's just go Monspeed for the time being. I'm really not liking any of these earlier characters. Get another passive, and then we'll go up this left path so we can get another hero at the end there. And we might even be able to buy a better one. It's usually run towards the mid second floor, late second floor is when we can start getting festival characters. So I could guess that's where Tyr would show up if he's going to. And we might be sticking with Matrona for majority of this. Although I could ditch her and maybe try and go for a demon setup. Killing Doggedo. Which one of these is the weak point card? We're gonna check you? Yeah. Crazy when I'm playing this song. I still can't remember what all the cards do. Although Monspeed's an older character, I've been waiting for Holy Relic for Monspeed for placing some of the first Holy Relics. He's a character that I didn't get to play around with a crazy amount when he released because I was free to play at the time. He's a very early character. I think he was pretty new when Blue Demon Melee released. It was very early on in the game, but yeah, he was super powerful for, you know, the people who got to play around with him, and it was super cool. All the demon characters weren't super game breaking when they initially released. If you could, like, they just weren't putting the extra gems. You were a lot better off investing into a team that you already had. So Monspeed was really cool, and we haven't had a Monspeed since the 2 that we've got in the game, and I think having him be really powerful would be cool. The demons are, you know how I feel about the demon team. They're always super cool characters, super fun ones as well. See what we can do here. They're both, well, they're all starting to build up their own gauge quite a bit, so can you do a little bit of damage with Graham? Maybe finish off Graham? God damn. Okay, yeah, that's almost done. Now we can deal with Old Mate here. What's he? Hold on, no, I've fallen off. Why can't I think of his name? I wanna say Twiggo so bad, but it's definitely not Twiggo. Oh my god. Nah, this ain't the case. Can I please remember his name? How do I search by rare characters? Rarity, rare. Oh, this is embarrassing. Kaiser, yes. That was definitely the character I was looking for, man. Fallen off to say the least. What do we got here? Hopefully some better passives. We could go for the same thing again, increase the HP. Increase HP. No, I said I wasn't going to spend them early. Beach female. Oh yeah, let's go with that. That's sick. Yeah, no, that's heaps different. We can start building up a female team. Perfect. What are you? Remove debuffs. And then that's just a damage card, isn't it? And restores. Am I better off going with the Elaine? Maybe, man, maybe. And then we can move her into the front. Chuck Monsbait in the back, let him heal up a bit. Okay, could we get another girl character? That'd be so... Ooh, yeah, you. Remove buffs. We've already got them remove buffs, so we don't really need that. Let's go with Jerry. Nanashi would have been cool, but it's no Holy Relic Nanashi, so it's not like he has the same impact that we all know him for at this point in the game. Man, they absolutely crushed that Holy Relic. They need to be doing that with more characters. And if he gets an LR anytime soon, it's not going to happen with how strong he is at the moment, but he could be crazy. He could be absolutely wild. Now, Chandler. Usually first bosses can have a little bit of a gimmick to them, but I don't see Chandler being too scary. Also did the right thing by picking Matrona here. That worked out really well for us. Start building up the Jericho. Building up that passive, getting a crit damage and stuff off. An LR Jericho is definitely one I would love to see. Probably my biggest want for an LR character. This character, if you started playing the game early on, is, man, Guild Boss, she was your girl for the job. You could have a couple alt levels on her, and I think even back in the day I had a full crit damage set built for her, which now is in the dust. That thing's been salvaged a long time ago. Immortality. I don't like Immortality, and I don't like using the buff removal, but I really wanted to get the Elaine single target card in there, because if I'm not mistaken, that deranks cards and removes alt gauge for each card decreased. So yeah, look at that. I remember my stuff now. I'm redeeming myself a little bit. Okay, we can work with this. We use triple Jericho cards. Pray that Matrona lives. God. Okay, yeah, we go with this. This builds up our crit chance as much as possible. Matrona lives this, we remove the immortality, and then we one bang with Jericho. That's the way to do it. Her ultimate isn't weak point as well, alright? Yeah. I just don't trust that we would have killed without that. Your ultimate, it's Spike. Okay, sweet. No! I mean, hopefully Chandler just stays really low HP. Has he been full healing at the end of each turn? I don't think he has been. Okay, sweet, no. We clutched it. Absolute clutch gene in me with this team. Okay, sweet. Get out of here, Chandler. I wasn't scared for a second. We can get the revive early on in this next one. Ooh, do I want the revive? I know. We'll see. We'll see when we get to the next board, all right? Get a couple coins there in our first bit. That was a lot of currency. Do we not usually get like 20, 30 of that at the end of a floor? Most of the time they save it for the end, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Revive a dead character. Sweet. Get Jerry back in the field. The alt level isn't crazy what we're looking for. I do like how much linear they've made this again. The previous couple, they were wanting to expand on it, and then I think people were just going with the same path anyways. It was kind of, because of the difficulty of what it was previously, people would figure out what the best path was, kind of discuss it, YouTube, Twitter, and then everyone was following the same thing. So I'm glad they've just kind of made it to the point where you can take small routes on other paths, but you know, generally it's all the same thing. It more just depends on RNG, which gacha games are just full of it. Been playing a lot of Dokkan, and man. Speaking of Dokkan, I mean, I wanted to try and save this for a little bit later in the video because I've been grinding a whole bunch of that game as of recent and spending on it a whole bunch. New Vegito Blue. Man, a bit disappointed. A lot of people are disappointed, I should probably say. I personally think that Vegito Blue is less than I expected, but I still feel like he does a good job. A lot of people are complaining about his damage and his defensive capability, which majority of the time, heaps of these bosses are supering for so much damage that even your slot 1 characters, if it's Vegeta and Trunks, if it's Super Saiyan 4 LR Goku, they're taking quite a bit of damage, even with all this defensive prowess that they have. So if you do that, you get over to their turn. As long as you've taken that 30% of damage, it's not ideal that we have to have the turn restriction and the HP. But dude, just keep them on for their first 2 turns, then float them off and pray. Like, once again, as long as it's not red zone, you have unlimited runs and all this kind of stuff. And they come in and they get into Vegeta and they're completely fine. I think a lot of where people are going to be getting disappointed in this Vegito character is having the wrong build. And I'm just going to say, evasion. It's the way to go. You're putting in the first slot and you're saying, oh, they're dying before I get to Vegito Blue. Put evasion on them. You're not going to be disappointed. They're crits. It doesn't matter, okay? Additional. They get extra chance to additional every time they do it, and they super all the time, so it's Some people, man. Yeah. None of these are what I want. Increase Ally's attack by 10%. Sweet. We'll go with that. We will take it. New character in here. Roxy could be kind of cool. Roxy could be kind of cool indeed. I don't know how much I've really messed with everything that she's rocking with. Valenti is better. I think I might... We'll go with Valenti. She cool. She cool. And here's where you find the big dairy. I think we'll keep our change, and we will maybe go with the alt level. I'm not too fussed by those characters, so I'll maybe save it for when we get to this one. We can just buy a reroll of the characters if they're not good. It usually ends up being a little bit cheaper in the 10 of the currency. And then if not, there should be another shop at the end of this or at the beginning of the next floor, and I think I like the idea of keeping Matrona. The taunt's going to keep us alive. She's nowhere near the god that she is with Harmy or Grace, or with the Molescular passive, which is what everyone's been running her with since, man, Hero Arena. It's the go. I really like that kind of content. PvP mixed in with PvE is really, really fun. I mean, I find if you're playing Grand Cross PvP, majority of the time you're facing bots anyway, so it's Hero Arena, but you have a chance of versing a real player. But yeah, back to talking about Vegeta Blue, because I'm obsessed with the game. I think it'd be nice if they went ahead and buffed him. I would really like him to be definitively the best character, which is going to be really tricky with just how good they've made the Bulma. But please, buff Vegeta Blue, buff Zamasu. There was Zamasu I'm more happy with. I've been wanting an LR Slug or Merge Corrupt Zamasu for ages. I feel like they've absolutely nailed it. I love defensive capabilities, and even though it's the same turn restriction, 5 turns of immortality is just crazy. Usually they put that on units and then don't give many damage. The unit can still attack. It gives support, or it can be backhanded support when you have super class allies on your team, which Gowasu and Zamasu getting their easy A could be kind of unfortunate, but we'll see when that happens. Hopefully they give them a whole bunch of defense. Would be nice. Evasion would probably be better because we don't want them taking hits like that. Like the idea of having mono. Who do I replace though? We go something like this, maybe. Just maybe. This is probably not the strongest team in the world, but I do really like the idea of just playing into the full female team, so it's something different. If they're saying this is going to be easier and we can get away with this, hey, that's perfect. We haven't had any of the behemoths that we want, although looking at the cast, who am I looking for? Let's see. Now that we have a AoE as well, we can start spamming that a little bit. The guarantee crits on that's going to be nice. Any of the Freyas would be perfect. Ideally, Red Freya would be real nice. Camilla could be kind of cool. I'm not the hugest fan of any of her characters, although I am missing the latest Camilla, which could be kind of cool. I don't think we can get any of the collaboration characters. Wouldn't really make sense. I feel would be nice, but can't get her. Okay, there's some strong options. Lilia would probably, along with the Freya, be the main 2 we're looking for. But we should survive regardless. Man. Get me through this. When is it that we're going to have another Ragnarok? Is it around the corner? Because we didn't end up getting any story in the last one, which I know a lot of people were sad about, but having a look at it, I mean, we got a whole collaboration, Mishuko Tensei, and they didn't give us any story. Like, that was one of the biggest things I was disappointed about with that collab, and one of the main reasons why I had a break. They were collaborations, if not for Anniversary, probably being one of the biggest times in the game. I feel like collaborations probably bring in the most amount of players. Yeah, no, it was huge. Very popular anime. A lot of people, I'm sure, loved it, and I kind of wish I still played for it, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, they didn't give any story. They just dropped characters, dropped costumes, said, spend your money, and then that was it. There was nothing really else to it, which, hey, Ghislaine's super cool, and I'm keen for them to have a rerun, because hopefully they'll give a story the second time around. Hopefully they don't just add another boss and then drop some more costumes, 2 more characters, but we'll see how they want to do with that. Attack on Titan, I remember being a super hype collab for its time. The whole raid boss thing that they had with the Titan, We'll see how that goes again. I mean, it's something that you don't really have to play if you don't want to. You can just let everyone else farm it out for you, which is cool. But it is something I'd like to go ahead and do. And then, yeah, I do remember it being pretty jam-packed with content. So maybe that was because it probably took me a little longer to do the content, being free to play at the time. But yeah, why did I be Attack on Titan? I was ideally thinking, hey, just instantly rerun the Mushoku Tensei collab again. We didn't kill him. Oh no. Oh no. At least Jerry's doing damage to these other goons. I should have gone ahead and used the AoE. And that card is impressive. And I built this chick up just for Belmoth. And man, I've been using the same Belmoth team since it released, I honestly think. Same scenario. Oh, I think I'm using Gotha now. Gotha, the Liz combo, and then the... Yeah, I can't believe the game's gotten to the point where if you're looking to farm a demon, or even just do your daily demons, it is at the point where you cannot find people to do it with. Maybe that's just me in the times that I search for it living in Australia. Time zones are absolutely awful for anything I want to do in life. Like, it is terrible. Trying to collab with Rigatoni, and it is... The guy that has to step till 4 AM or I have to be up at just the butt crack of dawn, so... I screwed this up, didn't I? I went ahead and totally missed out on a good character. Watch, that was someone that we really wanted there. No girl character. I guess, right? What is a Guardian Stone of Protection? What on earth does this mean? Do I buy it just because it's new? Enhanced Stone of Protection, enhancing Guardian, blah, 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 blah. Remember, even if you reset. Okay, I kind of like that. I like that. Let's go with it. Upgrade these characters a bit more. We're into UR status now. That's right. We had to be UR status before we got into this second boss. Or otherwise, we're going to get stomped. That's going to be absolutely run saving for us. And I still feel like we were very underleveled for finishing this second one. I feel like we should be slightly dabbling in the Super Awakening. And we should be, I mean, we got to the UR, so we should be fine there. I feel like 60, 70 would be a nicer number. What do we reckon Cusack has got special with him? I might not put, although he's probably going to only focus her anyways, right? Let's just start dishing damage with Jericho. If Matrona ends up dying, we'll get the revive at the beginning of the next one anyway. And then hopefully it just gives more room for Jericho to do her thing. If you could crit as well, that'd be great. It's very nice when you do what your whole kit's kind of built towards doing. Defensive stacking, yeah, you see? No point putting that taunt up there. I mean, these other girls are tanking me way better than she did. Yeah, Jerry tanking the crit, you see? Next LR, I am telling you. They've got to do it. That is defense. I mean, we could try do something like this, right? That'll hopefully be enough to get to the point where Jerry can crit, and then we can just one-tap him. Oh yeah, look at this. Ready for this? Bang. I wasn't even paying, I didn't look at the screen. Was that a crit? Also my bad fitting the microphone. I'm hoping that wasn't too loud. Please no lifesteal? Okay, it's only a little bit. Man, we are getting stomped by this man. And the bleed finishes off. If only that could have procced before he just decided to... Purge absolutely destroyed me. God, I got violated by that man. We're gonna need some better passives coming in for sure. God. 5 Jericho. Where is our next character? Another passive? Sweet. I mean, at least we're nearing the end of this. I've definitely enjoyed this. I feel like with some of the older ones though, I was definitely retrying way before this point. I remember, I think it was on the second Labyrinth. Well, I didn't even think I finished the first one, to be honest with you. Now that the gold old memory is kicking in, yeah, I don't think I finished the first one. I think I beat the second floor. I got up to the second boss. I think it was Droll, and I think he was just killing me, and there was nothing I could do to beat him. And I'm personally someone who doesn't like to waste my stamina pots. If it's something I'm gonna sit here and just aimlessly repeat and get absolutely nowhere in, Nidhogg, floor 3 when it first released. I'm just not gonna go ahead and do it. I got better stuff to do. I got a life. I ain't got a wife and kids, but I work a 9 to 5, and that's more than enough of my time spent there. So I don't want to be going home and just grinding the same mode. And I wouldn't even call it grinding at that point. When it's not fun, it's not grinding. We're gonna die. Have I done all this yapping just to go ahead and get myself killed this far in. I feel like with Jericho's lifesteal, these two should be able to keep themselves up pretty well, but I didn't want it to get this bad. He's laughing. The skeleton guy thinks it's funny, but I don't want to go ahead and have to cut and then come back this deep into it. Please be enough to kill. I shouldn't have probably used the Jericho attack, but this spike card. Oh, okay, we're sweet. Yikes. Okay. Whew. The lifesteal on her play isn't the greatest since the Super Awakening, or the Awakening hasn't gone into Super Awakening yet. Oh no, she's pretty much full HP, okay. At least if I had died and I have to end up coming back into this, we're gonna have that extra attack stone. Yeah, we get a really good one here. Increases damage up with the charge effect. I mean, we're just gonna have to take that, aren't we? Brunhald, that's where it is, isn't it? That is where the money is. I feel like we could have got a better character than Brunhald, to be honest with you. Like, we're at that level now where the characters we're getting here are super juiced. If I switch hero, come on, who's it gonna be? No girl characters. Are you kidding me? 5 dead hero. Get my trainer back in this. Attack Stone of the Wrath, done. We'll take it. Extra 100 attack, 40% pierce rate. Can't heal our characters up now? That's fine. I meant to do that. Yeah, you. Now let's see how much AoE damage we got. With the extra pierce and stuff, surely Brunhald can just wipe everyone here. Full Greenfield, what I called it. The Big Brain. I mean, she's in option. We're gonna pick anyways. Brave Soldier ain't got nothing on me. Yeah. You're dead, buddy. You're dead. Just last words right here. I mean, her damage is still good. I'll take that. She hasn't got the usual Ragnarok support that she's used to having. I'd like to have had Sigurd there as well, but get rid of that blue guy. That'll really save us, because rocking double red, man. Rocking double red. I feel like is there anything else? I'm so tired at this point. You guys can probably tell by how the commentary is just skyrocketing down, but I think there's everything I wanted to talk about. I don't want to talk about Grand Cross too much, because, I mean, there it is. There's the proof that I'm tired. I don't want to talk about Dokkan too much, because it's a Grand Cross video, and we're trying to focus on that primarily. On the other channel, I do have a couple things or a couple videos that I want to do, kind of bigger form content or more general mainstream content. Making a custom keyboard, so that's a big one of them. Mortal Kombat 1 coming out in the very near future, so I would love to be able to do a video on that. Girl characters, please. Scotty. If this boss is blue, I'm going to be downright screwed. But we're gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with it. Bad decision making is kind of my thing, isn't it? Yeah, definitely like to do a video on Mortal Kombat 1 since that's coming out. I wanted to do a video on my 100% of Tears of the Kingdom. I feel like I waited way too long to start actually editing that video, so I think I may just have to go ahead and scrap that one. It's unfortunate. I absolutely love the game, and still do love the game. It's absolutely amazing. And it is sad that I'm gonna have to say this, but it just didn't hold up as well as Breath of the Wild. I haven't had the chance to play Final Fantasy 16 because I don't have a PS5, but I maybe think it's not going to get Game of the Year. Breath of the Wild did so much, and it was the first time we'd seen a game like that. And getting into Tears of the Kingdom, we had these expectations already. We'd seen all this stuff before, so it was like, oh, just improve on it. And I mean, look, there's 3 maps in this one, which they only had 1 map in Breath of the Wild, but it just didn't feel the same. I don't know if any of you guys have played the game and you can really relate on that fact, but it didn't feel like it hit as hard. I even decided I didn't watch any videos, anything like that. I was full, clear, fresh, was going into it without having any knowledge about the game. It still just didn't feel like it hit. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me. We missed out on this final character at the end here, which may be something that gets us screwed over in the long run. And we've got their starting character throughout the entire thing, Matrona. Matrona hopefully going to put in work here. I mean, if we had the Red Festival at the end, we could have easily went with a full female character setup, which could have been well. The giant passive that we skipped out in the beginning could have been great for us, but that's all right. If only I had the hindsight, all right. We'll read those, kind of cool. This team actually is very good that this was brought up. I actually ended up tweeting, I think, about it on season 1 or the first week of the Chaos Battle mode. There were a couple people I saw use this with the exact same thing with the DM frontline and the red SR Liz for the heal back. And man, was that a scummy team. I don't know. How do those people go to sleep at night? How do they live in their own skin? Like, are they not just disgusted when they wake up? I hope none of you guys ended up using that team, otherwise I'm going to be so disappointed in you, okay? No using cringe teams. I know I used tier, and this week I'm using demon team, but it's all there is, okay? I'm going to use something else and I'm not going to get 100 gems, so I'd love to do otherwise. Let's do this. That should be enough. I mean, I doubt I'll even get to hot card. How many more stages have we got? Because I don't know how much more leveling up or beefing of our characters we'll be able to do before we finish things. And who's the final boss gonna be? What's the bet? Since LR Escanor was the last character, is it gonna be LR Escanor? There's no way I can actually see who it is. No. And then we have all these juicy rewards to accept on the side. 2 stars? Yeah, okay. Getting a little more confident going into this now. Level 100. 98. Level 98. And in a CC deficit? Are you kidding me? We're going to be going second? This is a bad start. Demon King Melly. I'm going for... What's this man's CC? Or are we guaranteed to go... Was I right in keeping Matrona here? Is she just dead? Yeah. Did I miss something? Was I supposed to get more upgrades for my characters? Was me just constantly refreshing the characters I use the bad idea? I mean, yeah, I've lost as well. I guess I reset and I'll see you guys when I get to the very end again. We're going to come back in at this point. I'm not up to the Meliodas or like the Demon King Meliodas fight yet, but if only this had been my first run. Looking at the team, and if you guys could have seen the passives, it is just crazy. I also wanted to see what this was. So it's just another character, so like, we really don't need that. We've got the ideal team. I mean, we don't really need the healing. If we could get someone better than Brunhald in the back. I mean, she increased... Yeah. We're gonna go for this. I don't know if Diane's passive works in the back, but look at that, man. That is gonna be the perfect team. It's so sad. I mean, I wasn't gonna go ahead and run through the whole thing. You guys have heard me ramble for the past 30 minutes. Yeah. Y'all don't want to hear Vlad ramble for another 30. That's for if I was to maybe live stream, which unfortunately internet in Australia is the worst possible thing ever. So there's no Vlad live streams, unfortunately. Can we kill Fraudran? I think we can. Does Chandler have a taunt though, is one of the main things. We might go ahead and kill Chandler instead. I don't want to have to be dealing with all that. It's going to be a pain. I really wish I knew whether or not that DN's passive worked because we could be seeing some good damage. Did we not, or is the single target only for Roxy? I definitely should have gone for her attack first. I feel like we might have been able to one-tap him there. Yeah, I think this may be the best set considering I re-rolled the passive a couple times because I figured I wanted to see if there may be some other cool ones that I could come back with and, you know, we could maybe talk about some of the other passives, but yeah, no, other than just attack ones for certain races, like the attack up for female characters was the only real new one I think I saw out of them, so look at that damage, man. Roxy putting in work. I feel like we've been using quite a bit of Roxy. It is sad that they changed the point system for Chaos mode to global. I would have loved to have been able to use Roxy, and I think the human team was what I was going to go with if we kept the same point system as JP, but Tier's cool and all. Once again, I don't think we could run full giants, but I like that. I like having the Roxy on the field. Go for more ult levels, which will hopefully get our CC up a little bit. Now here's the final test. We're going to max super breaking everyone, so everyone's max level, max super breaking. Am I still forced to go second against Meliodas? No, I am not. Our CC is far superior this time around, which just means I get the buff removal, and this means I can actually get a turn to do anything. I mean, when they released this Demon King, I hope he was just as OP as he is in this first turn. He also seems to have a lot less buffs than he did last time around, so I wonder what that's about. Having Roxy as well, being type advantage is also big for us. Doesn't have any immortality though, so... Oh man, did we just Do we 2-tap him now? Did I even have to put up the taunt? Oh, that is sad. 2 single target cards? Man, Demon King, what happened to you, bro? Fell off? Yikes, 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 yikes. I mean, we'll take our congratulations. Boom, we are saving that party. Goddamn. Yeah, we're saving that. We did get the best party in the entire game, guys. Perfect. Gems there. Let's rush over to the shop, and the main thing I was hoping... I forgot we had to buy our way to... let's see how far we can buy our way in. We're going to go just to the point where we can unlock the other shops. Unlock this. Oh, what? Why is everything so expensive? I just want to be able to get the LR coins and call it a day. Did we have to buy everything in that one? I think we did. 600. Oh yeah, I think we can. Okay, no, we're a little short. It's a little bit short. Is that enough though? I think that might be enough. If the game didn't lag. Man, how? Once again, falling back on the whole Australian Wi-Fi thing. Locked? Remaining season. Is there a daily limit on them? It says remaining 10 in the season. Okay. Weird, weird, weird. I don't think I have enough to LR Lostvayne. Where is this man? We can't do it. Oh no, okay, wait, hold on. I have the, I'll quickly pause and I'll come back. I mean, I don't know how smart of a decision this is going to be, considering that is all of my SSR pendants, upgrading to those 6 UR pendants. But I mean, what a perfect way to wrap up this absolute rant of a video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If so, please leave a like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me. And I'll see you guys for some more Grand Cross content. I was hoping I could time that with the Lostvayne thing, but hey, we tried our best.